Deputy Catherine Murphy. You're sharing with Deputy Gannon for the remaining time.
Yeah, I want to pick up on the point raised by my colleague Deputy Cairns. We know that the grant to from the Horse and Greyhound Fund for 2021 is 96 million, that there is a split of 80-20 in favour of horse racing. However, this motion concentrates, as Deputy Cairns has said, exclusively on greyhounds. The greyhound sector will be funded by the Exchequer to the tune of 19.2 million in 2021 when you factor in the increase that is proposed of 2.6 million. We know that without state subvention, the greyhound sector is quite simply not viable. We heard from Chief Executive Ger Dollard at the Public Accounts Committee in October of last year about the viability of tracks. He told the committee that if you take tracks from the point of view of the track's performance, the tote, the events, the hospitality services, only Cork and Shelbourne Park are viable. But if you take the prize money, which the Greyhound Board pay, then no track is viable. So we know that the fund transferred to the Greyhound Board from the Exchequer, without that there's no prize money, so there's no track that's viable. We know that Bord na Gán, rebranded now to the Greyhound Board of Ireland, is a semi-state company, and in 25 years it has uniquely not paid a dividend to the state. The Horse and Greyhound Racing Act of 2001 provided for excise duty on off-course betting to be ring-fenced. This is one of the very few examples of any tax being ring-fenced or guaranteed. We know ring-fencing taxes for a specific sector is not a feature of the Irish taxation system. However, within the Horse and Greyhound Racing Act, it is mentioned in relation to excise duty on off-course betting. It establishes a minimum level of funding, plus it cannot be less than the amount of excise duty from 2000 increased by inflation. Minister Donoghue made a statement in June that betting duty forecast for 2020 has been revised downward to 60 million due to the COVID-19, which is 35 million lower than the receipts in 2019. It would appear the above-mentioned situation is likely to occur, and the central Exchequer funding will be needed to increase the fund to the guaranteed level. It seems, therefore, that greyhound racing is more essential than many essential services. When this fund was set up, I expect most gambling would have been on horse and greyhounds. However, the advent of online gambling has changed that. Today, you can practically bet on two flies going up on a wall. And according to Niall Quinn, who was commenting on the amount of funding that goes to football, the most played sport, he observed the pattern of betting in this country and identified that over 40% of those combined betting outlets, online and retail, were betting on football matches. He questions why some of that income was not directed to other sports, including football. There are many things we could propose the 19.2 million be spent on, including animal welfare. And let's look at youth work, for example. 1,400 staff, over 40,000 volunteers, and who support 380,000 young people right across the country. In 2020, they received 61.79 million, so that's about 30% less than this that goes to this particular fund. Equally, if we look at other sports and the amount provided and look at the level of participation, there's nothing like the same levels of transfers. I'll leave it at that and let my colleague can continue with some of the points.